What's up, Dinus? Out here in Masai country in Kiseri in Nairobi, Kenya. Had the opportunity to sit down with one of the elders. Just gonna ask us some questions, get some feedback. You know, it's great to have feedback and answers from the actual indigenous elders, because they're the closest to the ancestors in the flesh that we have walking on earth. So can you tell us some about the Masai, where you guys originate from, some of the history, religion, etc.?
The Maasai originated from somewhere called Kinopo.
Okay.
Then they migrated all over to Rift Valley. That is in northern Kenya.
Okay, where's Kinopo at?
Kinopo.
Yes.
Kinopo is the current Kerio Valley.
What valley?
In Rift Valley.
Rift Valley, okay.
Yes. North Rift.
Okay.
Around Lake Turkana.
Okay.
Good. Go ahead.
How was colonialism? How did colonialism affect Masai everyday life when the Europeans start coming? Did that have any effect on you guys and the way you guys live?
You say that when the colonial came, the Maasai really feared the white men.
Okay.
And the white men forced the Maasai to migrate from their initial land, that is in the northern rift,
Okay.
all the way to the southern rift. So they had to relocate because they were displaced and some of their big ranches were taken by the white men.
Okay.
That is during colonialism.
Okay.
So they had to migrate with their brothers, with their Laban, and then they went to southern Tanzania. But some of them were said to split all the way to Tanzania.
Okay. Let me ask you, speaking of, I guess, the white supremacy, what I guess tips or advice can he give with dealing with white supremacy? Because we're facing that in America as well, as far as racism, white supremacy. So how can we effectively deal with that?
Saying unfortunately what we are using, even the laws, even the constitution that we have in this country,
Yeah.
was made in the colonial countries.
Right.
So all the procedures that we're dealing with are basically from them.
Right.
Another thing is say that it's unfortunate that when they come here, they just come to see how we do it. They don't really bring a lot of benefit.
Right.
But as a Maasai, at least now they're independent. They they no longer have such supremacy conflicts. But historically, they had a rift, or they brought some damages in their culture, in their land. They really lost a lot of land during there.
Okay.
But at the moment, he feels that we're still not yet established to conquer or to deal with them appropriately, because he still feels that we are borrowing a lot from them. So we're still borrowing a lot from them, including our laws, including our constitution.
Okay.
So he say we're borrowing a lot from them, and yet he still feel that there is neocolonialism.
Neocolonialism. Yes. Of course. So let's see here. So another question then, to I guess rephrase that question. Like in America, if you're black, you're more than likely to be arrested. If a black man and a white man commits a crime, the same exact crime, the black man is gonna get a longer sentence than the white man. We talk about income inequality, as far as poverty. You know, the African Americans aren't given the same resources and opportunities like, I guess, the European or the white man in America. How, as black people, what kind of advice can you give to overcome that?
Well, irejo yolo den kopenyi na yolo ni bungol tungan yorok ni bungol ebor na yolo yolo ebor ni ngari yolo yolo biya ni do mushara kala yolo ebor ko ni mala yolo kama na ite mo ni kanyo na ite ki yo ko ngana ko gran nje anya ma yoro ko ri It says that the same thing even happens here.
Right.
It's a common practice that the majority always dominate the minority. And it's felt that maybe they're the majority in America, so they mostly dominate the minority over the ones. Right. Another thing, it feels that when, like in the context of this country, it feels that we need to be educated so that we can be able to compete in an equal platform.
Okay.
But failure to that, then we will always be dominated.
Okay.
They will always dominate the others. So he is trying to put in the context of this country that the majority communities will always dominate the minority.
Okay.
For example, the Maasai Elder minority, they always find a lot of domination from the bigger tribes.
Okay.
Yes.
So is he saying there's no hope as far as overcoming that? Because domination, like how do we fight back? Is he saying just quit or just accept it or fight back? Like what's his thoughts on that?
Rejo pa makalo na isiligi ndi maisho yo ndi matiagi yo ge de mayela rebel mi hindi na ji yo gara na ngana ro eto na ji ara shwe di maro ni sho mi yaro siligi kera boro siligi ara na ji boro siligi na ore ndo na ba bre ni suma na ko siligi amore na na ndo ne ko me anyole sedi wala do ya ore o siligi na ji gunno ore na o siligi do sinji do gunwa ore ndo na ko suma de ara na ko ti to ni ago na say that Barack Obama is a black American who happened to be the president of America.
Right.
So he said there's a lot of hope, and if we take to consideration that we believe that we are equal and we can compete equally, and this stresses on education. Right. Say that Africans should be educated, black Americans should as well be educated, so that we can earn equal opportunities everywhere. With that, we can always compete equally, and we can resist the denominator.
Okay. Ask him. I have another question. Black Americans, as far as the diaspora in Europe, America, everywhere, there's like a disconnect between us and Africans on the continent. How do we mend that relationship? Because a lot of it has to do with the images that we put out on TV. That, you know, of course, they might tell you guys that black Americans are no good, and they tell us that you guys are like backwards and primitive and no good. How do we mend that? And then also too, when black Americans start coming more to Kenya, to Masai country, are we welcome to come back and come home and share and be a part of everything that the Masai have to offer?
nikaribisha giyo katika
Sinjoni jara nara ore we sumare ngo benye nero na gara ma nage ke mo wara ke mi ko tan ja ko ngi
well, he says that the difference between you and him at the moment, he sees as only the language barrier. He says there's no difference at all between you and him. And he says you should feel welcome to Maasai Elder today and always.
Yes.
Another thing, he says that Africans should bring a spirit of Pan-Africanism.
Yes.
All over the world, all over the continents, and believe and know that they are one. It's only that they're separated by some
Last question, what do you foresee as far as you could tell the future? How can you paint the future for black people all over this planet? Maasai, American, Zulu, all over this planet.
He says that one of the future of the black man depends on some factors. He says that the population of the black man in other countries other than Africa is not that much. He says that with time the population will grow, and those people will be some of the minorities that can also vote and determine some other factors in leadership.
Okay.
He also says that the future of Africa squarely depends on Africans.
Right.
So he's really open, but he's also against family planning. He said that if you do family planning, we will not multiply numbers, because it really pegs his reason. Black people feel in American countries, or in European white countries. So that with the population increase and with family planning not really taken as a measure, Africans will grow and they will be many.
Okay.
And Masai really peg a lot of interest in the number of children that Masai.
So we gotta have more babies.
The more the babies, the more rich you are.
Okay.
The term is already given.
Okay.
If you have cows, you have less babies, you regard it as poor. So you should try to make sure that maybe if you can even make the children more than their cows, they're good to go.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
That's why they all marry more than one wife. 3, 4, even up to 10 wives.
So we have to increase our numbers, basically.
Basically, he feels that the numbers Africans in other countries should come up with numbers so that they can increase their population.
Okay. Okay. Anything else you want to share before we go? Any other knowledge or wisdom?
He'll tell you two things. The first thing, he feels as a Masai. He said the Maasai resisted education the first thing. They did not embrace education at all.
Ore pee kiponu ayiolou enkisuma naa ore apa entoki nainyalita iyiok naa iltung'anak lentim.
They used to believe that they were people who used to live in the forest, so they didn't want interaction with civilization.
Ore pee kiponu aadol enkisuma tanakata kiyetuo ajing' sirkali ajing' atua iltung'anak amu kiata ilmaasae ootulusoitie itu ake kitum iyiok olarikoni. Minister
And they didn't have any representation in parliament, any representation in government.
So that hurt them.
They never had before, but at the moment after they came and took to consideration and embraced education, they now have people in government, people in ministries, people in parliament. They have leaders who are representing them in all platforms of government. So they feel that education was one thing that brought a lot of really enlightened and really saved the masses. Because we really used to believe in a very sedentary and migratory culture that was not based on any way of progress.
Neeku ore enkae are, ore eng'eno nayieu ninye peidim atua iltung'anak ataakuti neisuma amu ore paaduo ilarin neponu ake arik enaa enikiyetuo sii yiok ajing' atua iltung'anak likitii apa.
He says that he believes that one day the black man will dominate. He says that provided they keep their goal and their determination and feel that they're not in any inferior and take a lot of education and learn and interact, they will one day come to be people who are recognized in the world. And they will come to be color dominating people. Yes.
All right. That's it. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
He's blessing you.
Thank you. I receive that.
He blesses you that God will bless you. You will get whatever you want here and elsewhere. He will give you a good path.
Yes.
He will always remember you in your life.
Yes.
The gods will bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.